Hello and welcome to the third video, this time on Derailed. We're going to be starting at the Allied spawn, coming into middle. Derailed actually not really having that many spots and bugs because the map is probably one of the most polished maps. It's, I would say, the best looking map in the game so far and really had the most work go into it, I would say. Starting off here, we have the tank at middle. You can jump onto these ledges up here. This is easy to do as well if you just jump off on the thing. Not really a beneficial spot, but you know, it could be useful to just play like an off angle if someone's going to rotate around. You could even come up here, you know, just hold this if you really wanted to, hold around here. You are quite open, but you know, it's nice to know. Coming around to the other side of the tank, you will find a lot of times that people can push up middle here. You know, you'll smoke this section, or you know, smoke around here as an SMG player or a rifle. You could run up here, but you don't particularly want to run through the smoke. You are actually able to get up on this tank, obviously, because you are blocked on this side. And this is possible if you come to the right place on the sandbag and then jump left and crouch at the same time. You can get yourself up this lip and push over. So it's nice if you have a, you know, a smoke around this area here. The sniper kind of watches the people pushing through. The SMG can come up here and you can make the jump and come up on the tank and really surprise people that are playing on the other side. We'll make our way into the site over here. A couple of things around here. You can jump up on these boxes here. Is a pretty good defensive position if you crouch jump correctly, and you know, hold these angles up here. You are obviously open to the both cinema angles. It's pretty risky. You would probably need someone playing up in the halls in cinema and at least having this smoked off to play this. But it's nice to know about this angle up here, and I've died quite a few times to people playing up here. Another thing over here as well, jumping up on this wall, you can, if you say push this site and you want to hold you know, an obscure angle, you can play up here and hold this door, and kind of have, you know, a high advantage of people coming around here as well. It's quite a nice position to play in. Coming around here, the best part about this site, obviously, we have the Mr. Fantasy poster with my lovely looking face. We also have the guys in here, Joe Brammer and Howard Philpott himself. The reason I want to come in here is it's something that's pretty obvious. People probably would know, but maybe people just don't really think about it. You know, most people will play the sniper in here and they'll kind of peek from these angles, but I don't find many people actually use the high advantage of these things. You know, it's quite a strange place to peek from. I've killed quite a lot of people just peeking at like this door here, especially. If there's a sniper on the other end, he's not really going to be you know, looking up there. He's going to be scoped in like this down here, so he can flick, but I mean, you should really win the fight. Another thing around here is if most teams will come here when obviously executing on this site, they will smoke this area here and over here as well. So you will not really be able to play around this area unless you're actually in the site. A nice way to get around this is to, well, firstly, sorry, we'll have to come back from here first. It's the same thing as Market Garden. You can jump up on these stools and play up here. You know, this is quite a nice one. You're not really going to be seen. Eventually people will probably expect it, and the same can be said here. If you want to come into this section here, I've done it pretty well here where someone smoked here and I was able to see over the smoke, because right now the smokes don't really have much height to them, so I could see over it, and you know, I could see people coming out of cinema, and it was pretty nice position for me to play in. We'll move back around to here in the middle. I'm not sure there's too much around this section here. I mean, you can jump up here. It's not really beneficial. Maybe this is a nice spot you want to use. I mean, it's pretty obvious. Nothing crazy. I don't need to tell you that. Coming up to here, this has been opened recently. It's the same kind of thing again with these market stalls. You can come up here. There's no mantle on this right now. Probably won't be, but you can just jump in. So a nice way to rotate if you are the B player and you know you want to come in this way and you think they've pushed through, you don't want to come through the obvious routes, so you could come through this way instead. Make our way around to the church. Don't really think there's too many things in here that is beneficial. There is like a nice jump spot here that you can peek from if you have taken this site and you know you are applying this, so you know people are going to be rotating from A. You can come here and you know see over this. It's quite a nice position to at least get some information if you don't hit people, but you could do this with pretty much any weapon. The sniper is obviously more beneficial because you can easily and accurately shoot. but with any weapon you could get information there. Coming over here on this tank, you can come up here and play again in these. This is a nice spot to hold this on, and people coming out here have to kind of check a lot of angles when they're coming around this corner here. They have this to check, this, and this, obviously this corner, which is one of these annoying spots, but you will eventually learn to attack this area. But people being up here is kind of unexpected. You can also jump up this side of the tank as well, I believe, so you don't have to actually, if you are attacking, you don't have to come all the way around. It is possible to execute some way and come over this way. We shall make our way back into middle again. I'm not actually sure there is too many other things on this map that I can recall off the top of my head. I don't think there's any, really, apart from the ones I've just showed. I do actually want to quickly switch over to Liberation again. I said that hopefully it doesn't happen again like it is happening now, but there's a couple of things I found on Liberation very shortly after I uploaded the video, and I want to just add them onto the end of this one so they are out there and people do know them. So we'll switch over to Liberation now. Welcome back to Liberation. So I'm going to go through this very quickly. If you are a player who likes to hold, this angle around here, hold for the pushes and the rotates, you are able to see through the back of this shed to get some pretty much free information. You can see people coming around. I probably wouldn't sit like here because people can see there. Maybe I would just sit close and try to listen. The same can be said for the other side too, though. If you push up here, you can play pretty wide like this and hold this angle, and also in the corner of your eye see if people come past the gap. So it's a nice little thing to know. Coming back into middle here, this is something I very quickly want to go over. It's nothing big, but it's just something I think I should have mentioned before. And it is that you can play on this wall here. Obviously, if you were playing up here and this is all free and the player is around here, you can hold from this angle. But it's mostly that you can actually get on this wall and play here. It's a really nice position to be able to hold, the push that side, the push in middle. You pretty much cover like 3/4 of the map by yourself, and get the information by listening. And you can see all this as well. It's pretty sleeper OP, really. You can get there. That's a nice position to play in. The last thing I forgot to mention is that you can jump strafe into here from this wall. So it's possible to do it like that, and it's quite easy that way. It is possible to also do it this way, but it's a bit harder. I think I may even need to crouch if I'm going to attempt it. There we go. It did take me a few tries, so I have cut it. You have to crouch to do it. I find it so difficult, I would probably never actually use that. I would always use this one here, but the other reason I want to show you is because it is possible to get in there without jumping directly into the hole, and it is to jump on top of this door frame, and then from here, well, if you can actually use your legs, then it is actually possible to do. Jumping on the door frame, and then jumping straight in. You can obviously mantle in. My job there was pretty solid, so it was just straight in, no mantle, but it is possible just to mantle in. So if I was actually going to use this side of the wall instead, because for whatever reason, I don't know, situational, then I would try to use this way instead. I've just fucked it. But that is pretty much it for this map. Next one will be Manor House V2, and that will be the last map because they're really the only 4 competitive maps that are in the game right now. After that, we will be going over nades and smokes. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.